Baseball has long been described as America's pastime. The names of history's greatest players still echo in the ears of fans across this country and throughout the world. It has rallied communities and inspired heated rivalries. But the roots of baseball are instilled in young Americans by its bastardized offspring, T-ball. All across the country, the future greats are nurturing their budding talents behind an empty mound. In a small New England town, a ragtag team of underdogs prepare themselves for the game of their lives. The spirit of competition embedded in their hearts, they never lose faith as they get ready to face their rival.
The Blue Sox, they stink. I don't really like them.
In fact, in the 4 encounters these teams had last season, the Blue Sox beat the ever-hopeful Bristol Yellow Sox by at least 12 runs. Their coach recalled the games.
Yeah, they kicked their asses bad.
But this was a new season, a new opportunity for the Bristol team to rise to the top. With some important moves in the offseason, the Yellow Sox had reason to be optimistic. Newly arrived from Wellesley, Massachusetts, Patrick Kelly seemed to have a gift for hitting the long bombs.
When I hit the ball, it went all the way to the green.
They have not yet forgotten the pain and embarrassment from years past. The frustration of last year's losses still weighs heavy on them. Now, at the dawn of a new spring, they will return to the field of battle to again wage a war of pride and bragging rights. Their bats are cocked and ready to fire each shot off the tee, their arms ready to hurl double play tosses like a soldier with an unpinned grenade. It seems this may be their destiny, to win the day and send the message that they will no longer be a skid mark in the Spider-Man underpants of this volunteer sport. From the moment I stepped onto the practice field, I could sense their determination. One at a time, they arrived and began to warm up. The girls attempted cartwheels as the boys stomped on the anthills next to the dugout. The coach handed out their t-shirts and organized the practice. They put up brave, confident fronts as they picked the dandelions in the outfield and played their normal pranks on each other to keep the atmosphere light.
Brandon spit on me.
But deep down, each knew the importance of this game, and each would be prepared to do everything in his or her power to bring the team the win. They honed their skills and allowed for no distractions until the practice was interrupted by the ice cream man.
I want ice cream.
As they finished their snacks and wiped the sticky melted residue from their faces, they again aimed their laser-like focus toward their shared goal of victory.
That's a seashell. A seashell where? This. That's a sea. That's seaweed. Seaweed?
They prepared themselves for anything.
What if a ball hit me in the wiener?
For each player, the game had personal meaning. They fought for pride, for glory, and for their coach's outstanding gambling debts.
Coach wants us to beat the spread.
Now, freshly released from a short time in county lockup for mooning a cop during a traffic violation, the coach was prepared to again repay his debt to society through community service. When I spoke to the coach, he had this to say.
I enjoy a game of luck every now and then, but who doesn't? I mean, if I have to be here and watch this game anyway, might as well make it interesting, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with putting a few $100s on or against your team, right? It's not like it's illegal.
Actually, that is illegal.
What?
But for the players, this game held promise, namely, the promise of pizza upon victory. Their collective fates, now placed in the unmerciful hands of the T-ball gods, they scattered to their parents. Though they each left the field alone, they were unified in their resolve. The sky, blood red at dusk, exemplified the fire burning throughout their souls. The restless night, now the only thing separating the Yellow Sox from their destiny.
The unseasonably cold morning left a heavy fog hovering over the relatively well-groomed field, still littered with a few empty beer cans from last night's illegal high school soiree. The crowd sat anxiously as each player began their pregame ritual.
It's my glove! Give it back! I'm gonna tell on you!
I caught up with the coach to get his game strategy.
Well, the spread is like 17 points. I mean, we can beat that.
As game time approached, the coach announced the Yellow Sox starting lineup.
All right, Melissa and Sean Brandish, pull some bench. We're trying to win today.
The teams then left their dugouts for the national anthem. The crowd stood at attention as the kids kicked rocks and played with their hats in their hands. Then the coaches organized their teams for their cheers.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, win! Yeah! Hey, get over here, rats. Hands in. 1, 2, 3. Don't fuck up.
With that, the young All-Stars charged the field like the Allies storming Normandy. They took their positions and stood anxiously awaiting the opening swing. Scanning their faces half covered by oversized caps, their sense of purpose and unity was clear and unmistakable. The first batter approached the tee, and the game was underway. By the end of the first inning, the Blue Sox had taken a commanding 13-0 lead. It was clear why they had been so heavily favored going into this game.
Come on, hit the ball. It's not even moving. Oh, Melissa, you run like a girl.
The Yellow Sox could sense this game that held so much promise slipping away. But this resilient team had not lost faith. They fought on, hoping to score their first run. By the bottom of the second inning, they were starting to lose hope. They needed a miracle to pull off their comeback. And a miracle they got, because just then, something happened that completely changed the momentum of the game, and perhaps history forever.
All right, kids, time out. Snack time.
Instantly, the Yellow Sox spirits were raised as the team mom brought the cookies and juice out of the minivan. The opposing team sat disappointed as they saw the orange slices they had. The knowledge that they had indeed received the better snack brought the kids back into the game. By the time they took the field again, the sugar rush was in full effect. Re-energized, they tightened into a defensive stranglehold and soon mounted an offensive counterattack that caught the Blue Sox unprepared. They managed a team record of 3 hits in the next 2 innings. It appeared everything had turned around. The team rallied behind their new momentum and completely demoralized their opponents. It seemed they couldn't be stopped until the top of the 4th, when disaster struck. Little Timmy's father fell drunkenly off the bleachers while razzing the other team.
Hey, second base! You suck!
All the kids started laughing. Unfazed by this, Timmy got up to bat and hit a double. The team recovered and continued its comeback. They held the Blue Sox to a mere 5 runs since the 3rd inning, earning a 17-1 loss. A few players were clearly disappointed, but the coach's supportive words perked their spirits.
There's no crying in T-ball. And besides, you beat the spread, so we're going to go out for pizza.
Can my dad hit me, okay?
The team filed into the minivan. As the last of the crowd dispersed, I looked back over the field in awe, recalling the battle I had witnessed. The victorious Blue Sox team and their seasonal rivals from Bristol have engraved yet another epic chapter in the divine tablet that is T-ball. It is said that there can be no winner in war, but I submit to you that today, on this field of battle, there were 2.